to save his strength, but oh, Clockwork TP down here anyway. Nice defensive hook shot to jump away. Tusk got killed by the meteor, and Sonic will connect on the backline. Clockwork, one more blink, one more spell, might be able to kill Kasi. Is out regenning the Shadow Strike damage, and looks like it's gonna be fine. Yeah. And the Queen is very low on HP and mana now, forced to TP back base. Raw Boy wasn't close enough to snipe this Clockwork down. Now it's gonna slowly heal up with a Tranquil Boot. Lion still trying to set up kill with his Finger of Death. Yeah, Finger of Death. And Invoker, he does have Sunstrike, right? Oh wait, nice reaction from the Re-Ranger. Just quickly use a rerun to run away. That's a Maelstrom, my Re-Ranger. Still need more items. Okay, Task is under the vision. Lion, think about to go in. Oh, look at this Aizen net worth on the Drow. He's just very farm. He's going for the Mental Stone next. In bottom, we're gonna see a big fight. Snowball connect on the Lion. Shackle shot. Oh, maybe a big Ravage on 3 hero. Lion. Oh, he's gonna punch. He's gonna hit very hard. He got 2 kills with the Finger of Death. So he gained 2 charges now. Slow, maybe a Sunstrike. Walker wasn't watching. Or maybe he used it earlier already. Okay, they saw Queen over here. There's a Hatred on Walker. Maybe you can try to like combo him with the Tornado. Start with the hook shot into Cold Step. Tornado and the Meteor Hammer is not gonna hit. So Mute managed to blink away Sunstrike and it's gonna connect. The damage is enough. Solid solo kill. Almost a solo kill. Yeah, Clover only helped with the hook shot damage. 75 damage is not much, right? Yeah, but Yona with the perfect spell casting, almost a perfect spell casting. Meteor Hammer, damage the tail 1. Oh, Drow is here, so it looks like they want to take this tower down. Yeah, tower's going down fast, and Tusk, Snowball buying himself some time. And I don't think he's able to get away. Drow also watching at the back with the force arrows, slowing him down. And TP back top. Trying to catch his Timber Soul who has not a lot of mana left. They need the Evoker to be here with the Tornado. Start with the Silent. It's a Cold Snap Tornado. And the Meteor follow up. More than enough damage for this kill. Oh, QP blank in aggressively. Big Sonic Wave on 2 hero, get a kill on the Evoker. And Aizen, all the mana get burns out by the Nyx. But Clover also here, watching at the back, slowing him down again with the flare, Rocket Flare. Another kill for the Drow. 1 for 3, and oh, Re-Ranger. Got a freebie. Yep. Thanks to the tag team, he does a lot of damage. Got a kill on the Clockwork. Lion is very close to his blink now. Maybe after this wave, if he don't die here. Okay, this guy's his blink. Tusk watching in the trees. But might need 1 more heroes here to get this Lion kill. And Tide they're just cutting wave now, I guess. Or just farming on the Radiant jungle. Okay, Lion got caught. Good Shackle into the power shot. Lion got to use some spell before he die, and that mess with the Re-Ranger last hit. Oh, Isaac. In trouble. Oh, the power crop unfortunately pushed him up to the high ground. Sunstrike connect, but the damage is not enough. They need 1 more spell for this kill. Yeah, I think the unfortunate, unlucky power crop pushed him up too far. He does have the Essence Distiller. Re-Ranger. I mean, a Drow Ranger. That's a Mental style complete. Yeah, stealing some farm, the Radiant Triangle. There's a sentry to watch the Nyx. Oh, Clockwork. Run to the low ground. I see Drow here. Nyx trying to set up this kill. Start with the Focus Fire, but the beautiful Gush and Silent from the Drow Ranger. Buy some time for him to run, but the Timber Saw and the Snowball connect. On Aizen, he's getting chased by 4 heroes. There's no way he will be able to survive this one. And the TP top has the Blink Ravage. Evoker also trying to follow up with the damage. They got a kill on the Queen first with the Blink Ravage. Evoker watching still. Post that ready. He's gonna use it on the toss. He has snowball. That's gonna buy him some time. Timbersaw is getting away at the back. So it's a 1-4-4. A draw for the next Ranger and the toss and queen. And Timbersaw, okay, do have a lot of mana left. Yeah, that's the last Timber chain. And oh, next TP back in. Got caught by the Lion and the Sunstrike combo. Enough to get the kill. Yeah, looking good still for the Dire team. 34 kills versus 17 kill. Look at the fight. I mean, look at this win probability. 97. 97 guys. Win probability only 4% chance now for Savage Wolf. They have 10,000 gold advantage only, but they have 97. Yeah, the system favoring the Dire team a lot. Meteor Hammer, farm both camp at once. Together with the Ice Wall.
Damage redoubled.
Lion has finger in 40 seconds, but with the blink stun, might be enough to get a kill. Might be enough to set up for the kill for the Invoker. QP has 1.5k health. As an observer watch here, watching the QP movement, Lion might be able to catch him. Okay, good TP out from the Queen. Yeah, looks like he sent some not safe over there. But look at here, Drow with the TIE Hunter with the 80 rune. They got the Roshan before minute 20. Wow.
The Dire scan on the hunt for radiant forces.
And Drow is going for the Hurricane Pipe. No Scepter yet. Yeah, I would like to have a Scepter on Drow. Maybe after all these defensive items, right? And the Manta can be useful for some outplay potential, dispel the Shadow Strike from the Queen. Speaking of Shadow Strike, the Queen item progression is not. Yeah, it's not making any. I mean, he's very slow. The Queen has she has very slow item progression this game. It's already almost like 20 minutes. He has only like 7,000 net worth. No Scepter yet. Yeah, and this hero, with this current meta, QOP needs Scepter to be useful to keep spamming his Shadow Strike in the team fight. Without that, it's so hard to do damage. I mean, do big damage. Hey, Lion got caught, but that's okay. Ranger managed to secure the tower, anchor, control the toss. They have the Ravage ready. So Tornado into the Meteor, get a kill on the Tusk. Ranger, get the last hit. They still have the Ravage ready. Blink in 1 second. Yeah, Thunder really want to get the Ravage off on the Ranger, but they need more damage for that kill. Queen trying to cut the wave on the top. Yeah, trying to farm his Scepter. But the draw is going to the high ground push. Hurricane Pie Manta, Falcon's Blade. 20 minute, 1.4k net worth. Sorry, 14k net worth. 14k net worth guy at 20 minute. Yeah, this draw is very farm. Alacrity, the catapult, speed up the push. Multi shot, push out the wave. DCMG trying to push out the wave, cut the wave. Get the wave with the Chakram. Aizen is not gonna stop. He still have the Aegis. Wait for the butterfly next. Oh, look at the damage. Oh, and the jump in. We on the next here with the anchor. One more spell might be to kill the next Timbersaw. Trying to go in, but Aizen has a shot on the high ground with a Grazer. Oh, defensive hook shot from Kasi to somewhere safe. Thunder blinking now with the rabbit forward with the big head. Get the kill on Route Up Boy, and now they're gonna shift the focus to a Timbersaw at the side. QOP blinking trying to assist his friend, but he also put himself in a very bad position. He's dead, he's gone for 40 seconds. He has the buyback, might need to use it if you want to win this fight. Aquaman getting slowed by the Chakram, but it's not enough to kill him. And the next running in with the Vendetta, sniped out the TIE Hunter, but Draw Ranger is watching him, Lion also watching him. So 1-for-1 next for the TIE Hunter. Overall, still a good trade for the Dire team. 1-for-4, and only Tusk survived in the team fight, but the double G drop at minute 22. Yeah, just like that. Shot Squad 2-0 against Savage Wolf. In this playoff lower bracket elimination, kick out Savage Wolf out of this tournament. Yeah, amazing performance coming from Shark Squad. Look at let's take a look on the scoreboard. Yeah, I think I wanted to highlight the Drow. Look at his net worth, guys. Keep the eyes on the Drow net worth. Yeah, look at the Drow net worth. It's very farm. 10 minute 5.3k, 20 minute 13k. I think at some point at 20, close to 21 minutes, he has like 14k net worth, and the game with 16k at 22 minutes. Wow, his GPM is not high, but he can hit like 14k net worth at pre 21 minutes or around 20 minutes. That was very impressive. It's so farm, and I guess maybe this is why Drow is so strong in this meta. He's good in the lane, and he clear wave very fast with the wave or with the multi shot. And yeah, well deserved 2-0 victory for Shark Squad, and the 2-0 against Savage Wolf kicked them out of this tournament, kicked them out of Lunar Horse Trophy Season 7. Yeah, good run for them. But I guess Shark Squad, they are the better team today. Yeah, and there'll be another series later at 3 p.m. So it's gonna we have less than an hour break before the next one. And yeah, stay tuned if you want to watch more Dota. It's gonna cover by another caster, another wholesome caster, Chaltress. Yeah, show him some love in the chat. This is it for me today. Yu Heng TV. Yeah, we should all have a good day ahead, and see you guys soon. God bless you, and I love you all. Bye bye.
Welcome to the Grin Station Lunar Horse Trophy Season number 7. We are in the lower brackets as Savage Wolves have been eliminated from the tournament by Shark Squad, and now one of these two teams will have to say goodbye to D Family versus Velocity Vikings. This is, in some world, a grand final for Lunar Snake Trophy, or yeah, for Lunar Snake Trophy. In the previous iterations, you go take a look, D Family versus Velocity Vikings. Sure, the team names have been different, but Pota 2 versus Skill Lay, or versus Lunar versus Momo, or versus the Myanmar squad. That has been a matchup that has been taking place for quite some time. Both of these two teams, in their own respective rights, have been the grand champions for Grin Station. And to see them playing in a lower bracket quarterfinal and seeing one of these teams go home, well, that breaks my heart. And makes me, just a bit happy as well. It is bittersweet to know that the competition overall has increased. So both of these two teams, they're going to have to put in a lot more work to be able to achieve the same results they did in the past, right? That is the bit of silver lining. But Carsten's now entering the field. They're already in the upper bracket. Roar Gaming is in the upper bracket. Those two teams are going to be going at it in the upper bracket semifinals. And you got to put in what it takes to upgrade yourself to the next level. And I would actually imagine both of these two teams are pretty well built for that. We'll take a look at the draft, though. Lycan, Lion, Windranger, as well as the Queen of Pain up for D Family for Velocity Vikings. They have the Underlord, the Naga Siren, Skyrath, Puck, as well as the Clockwork. So
5 seconds remaining.
We'll see what the case will be in that regard. I do think that Velocity Vikings playing DB's Naga Siren, right? Normally, CJ used to play this hero, and he used to play really well with it. But with him not on the hero, I do really wonder how well they're going to do. D Family go for the Timber Saw, and they have quite a bit to take out this Naga with. At the same time, I do wonder if this is going to be a Lycan as a carry. It is. So Skill Lay will be the Wind Ranger, and Lun will be the Lion. I'm not too sure about Velocity Viking picking up this Naga Siren against the Timber. But at the same time, the Lycan isn't exactly too big of a threat against the Naga Siren because you do have that ensnare. It doesn't matter how much movement speed you have if you're rooted to the ground, and you have the Clockwork. So it's a difficult Lycan, or rather, actually, you even have the root from the Underlord as well as a Dream Call. You have several ways to actually hold that Lycan in. So it's going to be a bit of a shaky game to see which side actually is able to, I would say, hold or control the fight, and whether or not this Lycan can actually do what he wants. The game is slightly shaky a bit. I apologize for that. It's not from my end. It's just the recent patch which is making the game kind of lag. In other news, you do have the international invites for those of you who saw BB Team, Falcons, Extreme Gaming, Liquid. They're all there. They're the regular invites. I believe you have around 4 slots for Europe, 1 slot for Southeast Asia, which in my opinion is weird because there's no direct invite to TI from a Southeast Asian team, and then you have 1 slot from South America, which is again weird because you have LGD, which just picked up the X Heroic roster, and you also have Playtime, who achieved top 6. And top 6 at Dream League is a pretty big deal, right? Top 6 in a tier 1 is kind of like saying, guys, I'm the 6th best team in the world. Invite me. But there's clearly good reasons for that, and I'm sure the tournament itself will be extremely good as it was in the past. And it's going to be in China with Extreme Gaming playing as a direct invitee, so that's always going to be fun.
Go ahead, just try to kill me.
Game is paused for the moment, but we should be resuming into it shortly. At the same time, I will turn up the logos for you guys so that
Oi, oi, oi. Jalepa.
Run, 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 run.
Hmm.
You're a beautiful person with a charming personality.
Where there's a whip, there's a way.
They do need to find a bit of adjustment, which is one person in the toilet. Okay. One person in the toilet from both teams, apparently. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be not okay. That is surprisingly full of wisdom from a Dota player. That is impressive. That is impressive. It's okay to not be okay.
Халепа.
DB Dota 2.
Ой-ой-ой. Халепа.
We will head to a break, guys. It will be the break screen, but then we will be back whenever both of these two teams are set out. To start off with the match, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, and we will be right back. And we are back. The players have been able to rejoin their PC and, well, to sit in for the match again after the toilet break. When I take a look at both of these two drafts, I just find it weird they did two carry picks. So it just depends on what both of these two carries will be able to do. I imagine that Velocity Vikings have a lot more experience with the Naga Siren as the carry compared to
Seconds to battle.
the family with the Lycanthrope. I could be wrong, but I think this is a pretty bad game for a Lycan. I think the Lycan is countered out severely by quite a few of these supports. You can't exactly chase anyone down either. Not the Clockwork, maybe the Skywrath Mage. You can actually chase and take down, but Juju should likely go for an early Ghost Scepter, right? And once he has that, then you need another fire on your carry, because no one else can build it up. Porter 2 wants to steal away the bounty rune, will not be successful. Momo will be able to grab it, and that will be 2 and 2 bounty runes each for both sides, and neither side to have any kind of an advantage over the other. And yeah, that should be the start to the game. Not that bad if you're a fan of either side.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Where's that top lane? Momo and Skillay thinking about how to actually approach this position. It is difficult for the Naga inside of the lane, I will say that. The Naga Siren doesn't exactly have anything to really do against the Timbersaw, you're going to get punished for a lot of HP. You have a lot of pure damage up for Momo. Sure, Juju has that concussive shot, but can't exactly trade too well against Skillay once he has that wind run either. So it really does feel like a scenario where you just kind of have to brace yourself for impact. You just kind of have to avoid contention and just continue farming up. You will still trade, you will still contend or contest a little bit, but not too much, I would say. Mid lane, ooh, and one pretty low on his HP, but is going to be doing fine against the Puck. Pota 2, who does have the illusory orb.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bot lane is a Lycan and a Lion, not exactly a combo built unit. I would imagine that Lun is more useful going through the gate or even going through that mid lane to be able to find a kill or two rather than stick around in a lane against two very strong melee heroes who we really can't get caught against. You get hit by those cogs, you are as good as dead. Because the root in from Vomi is going to come in. Not to mention, the root coming in first and then the cogs, if Deco is in a good position, means that you're going to get rooted twice, maybe even thrice. And at that point, your life is going to be forfeit. It is inevitable to lose in that position. And so, I would imagine that this is also a lane that's not really going to be contented by the Radiant side. Similar to that safe lane from the Dire. For the moment, Deco, he just gets pushed out of the Lotus pool entirely, and it will be Deco who will be able to collect the pool for his Underlord. And so, it's actually DB who got away with the Lotus on that top side too. Skillay was a bit far away. He was all the way to his base. Had to teleport back. As when we take a look at the last hit, it does paint a bit of a different picture. As Vomi, he got the kill not on the Lion, but in fact, he got the kill on the Lycan, taking down the family's carry, and they are off to a pretty good head start, I would say. If you're disabling the other side's carry in this kind of off lane, then that is fantastic. Lycan is one of those heroes that really does not want to build up to that boost of speed, so he's always going to be vulnerable against Deco whenever he comes in, right? Windless enough to overcharge the Lycan. Soul Ring already up for Vomi, which means that pushing back at Vomi is going to be so incredibly difficult.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Hmm. 31 CS up for the Lycan though. So as far as the CS exchanges go, CS exchange goes, both of these two teams are doing pretty well. Right? Both of these two teams are able to maintain the semblance of farm that they need. The Queen of Pain is pretty low, but they see Juju. Juju also sees them. He will deny away the Observer Ward, but his life is gone. One swipe from the Lycan would have been enough. Alone, he'll come in to secure the kill. Of course, Lune is going to be the sacrifice in exchange. The pit inside of the cogs is just simply too much to escape from, and he is going to go down. Skillay, no power shot, or rather, no shackle shot available from this Wind Ranger. Mid lane Dream Call is punted down. Pota 2 will secure the kill before he falls himself. And Lun should be able to make his way out of this position. Concussive shot on cooldown for about 5 whole seconds. And Deco, he is about to hit that Earth Spike or get hit by it. Power shot also comes out, and a few right clicks will be enough to secure the family the advantage in this position. A 1 for 2, but Pota2 did get the kill before he fell. So it does mean that they aren't necessarily going to be too unhappy about that. The Queen of Pain overall is the one who got away with nothing from that team fight. So I assume he is going to be the unhappy one. Juju is coming in.
Under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Loaded to the gills.
Deco is making his way towards... Well, I mean, he's not making his way anywhere. He's just trying to survive. He will run into the power shot launched by Skillday in an attempt to actually dodge it. Sometimes I run into a brick wall as well in an attempt to circumvent it. That has happened way too many times for me.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Momo as well as Lun. Deco is going to be pushing back the Timbersaw,
Dire's top tower is
as
under attack.
there are quite a few heroes available for the side of Velocity Vikings, so at the end of the day, Timbersaw will just go back. 4 for 3 on the kill feed. Underlord has about 4.1 thousand net worth, which is pretty good, I would imagine. At this point, he is going to be able to build up that Rod of Atos.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Mighty fine stacks you have there, the family. That is what Velocity Vikings will take note of. But they need to be able to break through at least one of these tier 1 towers. Otherwise, a pincer movement could come in from the family and they would just get caught trying to steal away those stacks. But at the same time, Womi is moving in towards that position. Maybe he wants to try and take those stacks out with his Firestorm. But he's moving in the wrong direction, in the opposite direction, in fact. He's going for a very long wraparound. Lion is not going to fall first. There's going to be a Sonic Wave that takes out Juju, as Lun will eventually go down, but a quick 1-for-1 exchange with neither side actually coming out ahead. To be fair, both scores did pick up the support kill, even though the Queen of Pain got the kill on the Skyrath mate on Juju. So I would imagine for the Queen of Pain it is going to be slightly better. Who is behind. Both the Puck and the Cop are really far behind, or not really far behind, but still just not as high net worth as I would have imagined.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Lycan is going to be going back.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Skill lay with the Wind Ranger.
Structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Focus fire on that tier 1 tower, which is likely to break. Vomi, though, he's been able to acquire yet another kill on that Lycan. This Lycan pick is not working out, as they will move towards that top side location. A backstab attempt at D family, which they will not see coming. Deco tried to move in, but the Pota 2 is already here. It's going to be a 2-man call at the minimum, but they won't even need it to take down Momo. He has already gone down. Pota 2 will have used his call. And sure, the supports will make it out, but at the end of the day, you got what you came for. And DB, he is applying pressure towards that bot lane. Already has that Yasha as well as that Diadem flying out towards him. Just needs that recipe gold for that full item purchase. And I'm not too sure about how that Manta style actually does this game, because you do have the Timbersaw with all of that pure damage. So illusions aren't going to last very long. But at the same time, you can use the Manta to dodge a few critical spells. Namely the Shackle Shot coming up from the Wind Ranger, or even the Shadow Strike coming up from the Queen of Pain. A 3-man smoke comes out. Inside of the triangle, they want to hunt for something, or maybe just build up to that 14-minute Shrine of Wisdom timing. Still huddled up. The Lion has that Finger of Death, a guaranteed way to take someone down. 600 magical damage at this point of the game is simply too darn much. They will get what they wish for, but it's going to be Vomi, the most difficult target to actually acquire in this position. Focus fire on that tower now is the attempt to breach it, with Vomi getting pushed back from that Hellbear Smasher. Velocity Vikings don't want to let this go, though. Deco is coming in with that hook shot, so he can actually take charge of this position and act as a frontliner. So Velocity Vikings, quite clearly, they don't want to let any of these towers go. And neither the Shrine of Wisdom. They will be able to secure it.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Lone
Dire's structures
will teleport towards that top side, as the tier 1 tower towards that bottom lane is going to be taking in a bit of damage. Or rather, is actually just going to be taken out entirely. Whilst towards that mid lane, again, Pota 2 is holding that front line towards that tower. Illusory Orb as well as the Silence coming out on skill lay, and a Mystic Flare from Juju to secure the kill on the Wind Ranger. And this does seem like Velocity Vikings are coming out ahead, even in terms of the carry-to-carry matchup. The Naga Siren is 2,000 gold ahead of that Lycan, has that Manta style, and is going to be going to that Orchid. So then it just depends on the execution. Who is going to execute better, and which carry is going to be given more free space in those team fights to be able to do what they want. That is what this game comes down to. And the ultimate answer to that question would always be taking a look at both sides and which spells they have for that control. And this is something that I touched on as far as the draft is concerned. You take a look at the roots available from the Dire side. The Dream Coil to hold people down with, the Ensnare from the Naga, the Cogs from the Clockwork, the Pit of Malice from the Underlord. And it just seems a bit all too much. Meanwhile, the Disabled from the Radiant side, they have a Shackle Shot, an Earth Spike, and a Hex. And that's just about it. That is all they have. As the N1 is taken out towards that top lane. However, they do seem to be coming in with a bit of revenge in their eyes. Hex on Vomi, as they will go in with full force and will be able to burst through him Vomi is a goner in this scenario. The first finger of that stack coming up for the Lions. 16 minutes in, not that good of a timing, but things could have been, I suppose. Maybe a lot better.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Lun is going to be taken out. Mystic there gets sent out by that Skywrath Mage as they want an offlaner for an offlaner, and they will be able to find him. Momo gets taken out, and Pota 2 ends up with a double kill, may even be a triple as he takes down Skillay. And Velocity Vikings, they'll be able to break through this tier 1 tower. That is how you come in with tempo. A lesson for D family, who are quite frankly slow on their rotations compared to Velocity Vikings. But maybe not because of their fault. Maybe it's just because of this Lycan that they picked up as a carry. A hero that we don't really see all that often in this kind of a position. Now he's about he's about to be 3,000 behind the Naga Siren, and this is snowballing out of control. There's an entire Orchid flying out for DB that ensnare into the Orchid against the Queen of Pain is going to be enough to just take her out completely. Bloodthorn probably to be built up next, as DB is going to be breaking away those smokes. Deco is going to go in with a hook shot, and yet another play for D family not really going to work out for them. N1 is going to be able to blink in. DB is in a whole lot of trouble. Sonic Wave sent out, and DB has to go for the Song of the Siren, and should be able to run away thanks to that. Deco even building up buffers on the side here, as Haw seems like he's not done. He wants to be able to take out Juju, as Juju should just fall there to the Lycanthrope's units. But the trade is going to be Momo, so that's not exactly worth it. A position 5 support for a Timbersaw is not exactly that ideal of a position to be in. N1 is going to be getting rooted down, and the Firestorm is going to be on top. He is going to be able to, or rather, he does survive thanks to Lun coming in with a Blink Dagger. Vomi trying to go through the gate will be successful, but an unsuccessful attempt by Velocity Vikings is going to mean that Pota 2 is going to get punished, and Haw is going to have a new lease on life. That would have been a major catastrophic kill on that Lycanthrope, or a catastrophic death on that Lycanthrope. But Lun coming in with the blink time and time again. This time around, his blink wasn't exactly in a decent spot, and so he's just dead.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, got to blink on those on the right positions, I would say.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Add another to the tally.
Lun is going to be blinking towards that low ground, and is going to be getting hit by the hook shot. A Pit of Malice comes in at the back of an Aghanim Scepter pickup by Vomi, as it will be the Timbersaw also caught in. This is snowballing out of control. Apart from a few good kills that D family have acquired, there is no pressure on the map that they've been able to build up. Nothing in response to the overwhelming show of force that can come in at any given point anywhere on the map. And there's no counter pressure. what exactly is going to be the game plan for the family, as this just looks brutal.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fortitude is going to be getting hit by the root. Skillay is potentially going to be able to walk away, but reeled inside the pit once more and just gets taken out. Lobbed back and forth by the lineup of Velocity Vikings, as that top lane tower is taking in a lot of pressure.
Fortified.
TB will teleport towards that position, but the tower cannot be saved. So it is, at the end of the day, a tier 2 for a tier 2. So it's not that bad, right? It's just the team fights are just infinitely harder with Wome picking up this Aghanims. It seems like they have the win conditions set right in their minds. Whoever finds more control wins the team fight. And the difference now between this Naga Siren and this Lycan is 4,000. And that should scare you. It scares me. Might just keep me up tonight and I won't be able to sleep. Look at this Naga. DB almost has a butterfly. And how exactly is Paw supposed to counter that out? He has 2 items. He has 1 item if you just count if you don't count the power threads and just count the Helm of the Overlord. Sure, he has around 4,000 gold and is likely to be going for that BKB, and with that BKB you can essentially be able to take out the Clockwork or the Skyrath Mage, but you can't fight against a Naga. Not against the Butterfly. You can't continue the fight as soon as your BKB runs out. This Shapeshift, which is supposed to be 25-second duration, is more like a 9 to 7-second duration, because it's only useful for as long as you have your BKB up. And after that, it's just gone, right? It's just not a thing anymore.
Dire are scanning.
Finger of Death comes out. Swordtooth is a sonic wave to push back, but DB instantly he comes in with a song. N1 is going to be rooted down, and even he is going to be pushed back and forth. Another pit that catches the entire lineup of a D family. They have nowhere to go. Everyone is going to get picked apart here. Even though they were able to find DB, Momo came in with some fantastic damage. But now that he's ran out of that damage, he has to find a way to escape this awkward spot. He's just going to be silenced down and taken down as well. 4 heroes to fall and only 2 casualties to answer for it. That is not a team fight. That was not a team fight. That was desperation by D family. Throw everything you have and hope that's going to be enough, as they were able to throw quite a bit towards that Naga Siren, who has a long way to go before she becomes unkillable. 2100 HP can be bursted down quite easily,
Middle tower is
but
under
for the
attack.
moment,
Oi, oi, oi. Jalepa.
N1 with the Queen of Pain is going to disconnect and hopefully reconnect soon, because this kind of feels Hopefully they reconnect shortly.
Oi, oi, oi. Jalepa.
Go call is going to be sounded out. Or rather, wait, what is the go call when the cop is
Oi, oi, oi.
disconnected?
Jalepa.
You just saying you have no power. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe the electricity is not there.
Bottom is missing.
Hmm. And now the go call is going to be there. Juju is going to be bouncing away, but it is a 6,000 lead. And it is a lead unlikely to be going anywhere in quite a while, right? It's Lunar who gets caught full duration Mystic Flare. You can just tell how much damage actually comes out from it. Roshan is completely theirs for the taking if they want to actually go for that. They have their tier 1 tower both on that mid lane as well as on that bot lane. Anyone can teleport in to help them. But why teleport when you can already just form up as a full 5-man unit and go for Roshan? And it's gonna fall. DB will end up with that Aegis. Which is going to be interesting. N1 they were taken out, but they will also find the puck. Great pickups on both parts of the map, but you need to be able to translate this into some kind of a kill, and you can tell how far ahead the puck, or rather how far away the overall team is, with the puck having a respawn time of about 60 seconds as opposed to the 40-ish the Queen of Pain. DB almost has that Eye of Skadi, and they know that there's no Finger of Death available. Momo has already taken in quite a bit of damage, has that BKB available, but might just be forced to pop it. There we go, the BKB comes out, but it's just used to disengage from this position. While Momi could come in at any point he wants with that gate. So that's what you have to be careful of. DB now packing in that Eye of Skadi that's flying out towards him, the parcel that will change the dynamic of this game. Or not change the dynamic, just, you know, just the dynamic will slip more and more in favor of the Dire side. That is the problem. The problem is all of these power spikes, they're mostly favored for the Naga as opposed to the Lycan, who still doesn't have anything, by the way. He's still just backing a BKB. I don't know what that... I know the idea behind it, but how exactly is that supposed to translate into an effective team fight past the BKB duration? The BKB is going to be, in this case, just a survival mechanic, not exactly a mechanic that enables you to man fight against a Naga Siren, who is 2 items above you. Womi is going to get caught. throws out his pits, but the Lycan and as well as Momo should be able to take him down. Momo, however, is going to get punished really fast as the hook, or rather the Dream Call, is going to be there past the BKB duration, and there we go. That is the big problem. Even though he does have that phase shift and a great Earth Spike coming in by Lun, Pota2 is still going to be chasing in after the Lycan, who has ran out of his phase shift and is going to be getting run down. All the meanwhile, DB, he's still there on that bot lane. And who is going to put a stop to this Naga Siren? Is it just your two supports? Because quite frankly, they are not going to be good enough to stop this Naga. He is 25,000 net worth. Twice the combined net worth of both Skill Lay and Lun. You know, like you combine them and then you multiply them by 2. That's how difficult it is to take out DB at this point. He also has that Aegis, so you're going to need to do it twice again. So you need... The math's just, you know, it's a math error. It's a syntax error. I say that as if I know what a syntax error is. But I skipped those classes. The scientific calculators made everything super easy in that regard.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Momo is going to be getting dragged back. Naga Siren DB, or rather the shapeshift is also going to come out, but Momo has taken in quite a bit of damage. Lycan never activated his BKB. DB still has that Aegis, and Momo is going to be taken down first. Paw is also going to potentially get stuck, but a great shackle shot comes out by Skill Lay, as well as a sonic wave that catches the puck as well as Momi. They are falling low, but not nearly low enough compared to D Family, who have just lost 2 of their heroes. Paw no longer has that phase shift available and will actually fall down. That should just be it. That should be the game there, because there's quite frankly nothing that you have to fight against DB. You can't even take down the puck in this scenario, and that is... If you had any other carry in this position apart from a Lycan, maybe you would have been able to get it done. They still have their tier 2 to burst that top side, so maybe they'll continue fighting for this game. But it will take a miracle, maybe even more than just one, as for the first time in a while, I have never seen 100% win probability come out for any team. It's always just been stuck at 99%, but 100% win probability, that is insanity. Oh man.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Queen of Pain is going to be held back. They try to burst down the puck. It is not successful in their attempt. And now, inside of the Dream Call, the Queen of Pain is going to fall. Lun is going to go down too. Lycan could go do whatever he can. He doesn't have a BKB though, so how exactly is he supposed to fight back? It will come off of cooldown in about 3 seconds, and now he can activate the BKB and go to work against Juju, but he has the Ghost Scepter nullified down the Skywrath Mage to be able to take him out, and this Tails and run. And in the end, GG had already been called. Velocity Vikings, they will win game number 1 in spectacular fashion. The family have a lot of thinking to do when they go back to their drawing board, and they should just put an X mark on that Lycan, because it does not work. Not when the other side comes out with a Naga Siren, and then suddenly your rat potential is not as high, your split push potential is not as high, your one-to-one matchup just becomes really awkward. When the enemy side has all of these roots against a hero that really does not like to be controlled, really relies on his overwhelming positions in some of those team fights, just being able to jump that backline. Will Velocity Vikings find the clean sweep, as Pota2 has taken down... he's taken down Skill Lay, Momo, the likes of Lun multiple times in Southeast Asia. Will he do it again, or will D Family finally take Velocity Vikings down? We will be back after a short break, guys. Don't go anywhere and stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the Grin Station Lunar Horse Trophy Season 7. We're in the lower bracket quarterfinals with D Family being one game down against Velocity Vikings, and I'm joined here by Dodai. Dodai, who do you expect is going to be coming out ahead in this game?
Hello, my friend. Honestly, you and I, now that we are in the coaching seat for two national teams, right? We have some very interesting insights into these drafts, of course. Velocity Vikings, I think game number one, few mistakes here or there, but relatively clean, right? For
Yeah.
tier tier whatever Dota you guys want to call this. Shout out to Cringe Station. Thank you for having me. And of course I get to hang out with my friend and just have a little bit of chat of Dota. That's always a massive positive for me. It's a good time, you know. It's a good way to start your day with some dotes. That has some a bit of stakes. But yeah, I expect more from D Family. I just after the tiny open, I don't know how much they're protecting this tiny open so far because Velocity Viking are coming in hot with these picks so far.
Yeah, the Ember just going
One
in with the Dawnbreaker Solar Guardian, it is hard. At the same time,
exactly.
you do have that false promise by the
10
Oracle
seconds
to
remaining.
make sure the Tiny's not going to be under too big of a threat. And
5
I would say
seconds
that Doom
remaining.
is not banned out, so D Family could opt in for the offlane Doom.
Is it enough protection, the Oracle and the techies, in your opinion? I like this punch and protect kind of deal always, you know. But I do prefer my saves to be more of a definite
Dire
disengage for the enemy, right? False promise, they can still chase you. They can bug you. Talk about being still bugging you after the false promise. But I prefer my shadow demons. I prefer my banes. You know what I'm saying? You know, in the current patch. Somehow these heroes are more appealing to
10
me.
seconds
And if you
remaining.
go aggro, just go full aggro. Then give me like techies, disruptor
5
combinations,
seconds
or
remaining.
even so. What I love is like big team fights, like Warlock. Give me Warlock. Give me what was like super prevalent in Dream League. It was just 2 days ago. Oh my god, Memory of an Elephant. I guess.
Um,
Wait, that's not right. Elephants are smart. Damn.
Clockwork? I mean, that's open. Oh, that's
Clockwork,
actually
true,
banned
but
out.
it's like first phase ban
Yeah.
immediately. I'm missing the Lone Druid ban.
Dire
Yeah,
team
that's what I wanted to
ban.
talk about. Like, where the hell is your bear ban on either side?
D Family go for the Leshrac, and I have to say, whenever they've picked a Leshrac, it has always been underwhelming, especially into a Zeus, which
Yeah,
is, to be
agree.
fair, it is a Juju Zeus. It is a position, it is a support Zeus, but
10
it's a
seconds
Dawnbreaker.
remaining.
It's an Ember Spirit. It's just so much magical damage. I'm not
Radiant
sure how
team
this
ban.
Leshrac is supposed to be kept alive.
Yeah, in Southeast Asia, we don't tend to see this switcheroo. I mean, you're definitely more familiar with the region, right? But you don't tend to see like in South America where okay, no, well, if the Leshrac is coming into the mid lane, I'll just pick the Zeus into the
10
mid lane, and then the
seconds
Ember Spirit
remaining.
will become our 4, and our if the Wind Ranger matchup is super
5
bad, we take the
seconds
Wind Ranger into
remaining.
5. Like in South America, this is super common. Like especially now that we're scrimming a lot of Peruvian teams, right? And
Dire team ban.
we just got duped that way, by the way, like 2 days ago in one of the matches, and I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, no, South America in terms of creative Dota, I think Peru and Brazil are keeping that alive, and still shout out to like Venezuela and Colombia as well, because,
10
but like
seconds remaining.
holy crap, the tricks they will do, and they'll
5
just dupe
seconds
you with these
remaining.
spirit carries and stupidities like that. They're so good at that.
Yeah, I remember back at CCT, I costed a game where there were two spirit heroes in one single lineup, and one of them was playing on the off lane. It was by Flame Esports, if I recall, and then they sent it down in that Ember Spirit as
Radiant
an off
team
lane hero,
ban.
and he actually won the lane, which was perhaps the more surprising bit of that whole exchange. Uh, but it's still, I do think that Velocity Vikings have the stronger draft, but D Family have a way to execute their draft. The only thing in my mind that I'm worried about is their lack of execution. Like, is this supposed to be the techies
10
going in with
seconds
the blast
remaining.
off? How exactly are they supposed to start a fight?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I agree. Order of engagement is kind of funky, and always when you have like a tiny, right? There's this mentality of this is early, I am strong, I need someone on the lane with me so that I can execute avalanche and then we can just kill things, right? But
Dire team
I'm
ban.
not a massive believer in the tiny, so to say. Personally, there's your Doom ban, definitely a great read in my opinion.
Hmm.
But yeah, with the Ursa ban and the Nikes ban, I guess Tide is what D family want to go for.
10 seconds remaining.
Something to disrupt the mass team fight, right? And to stop the chase from happening.
Might be a primal beast, but no, it's gonna be a
Goes
Mars.
Mars. Then the question is,
I mean, that is a good initiation to be fair, but it's
Dawn carry and go for the Tide yourself? Just dupe them back?
hmm.
Or is that crazy?
10 seconds.
I'm not sure. I kind of feel like Velocity Vikings have unlimited options on
5
how to play
seconds remaining.
around what D family are trying to achieve here. Tide Hunter is definitely an option for them, but Velocity Vikings, they're going to go for the Terror Blade. And again, it is so hard to actually burst this TB down. There's no one that can build up to that silence. Sure, you have that Blast Off, you have that Mars initiation, and you have that Leshrag, but that Dawnbreaker heal, when it sets in, if this Terror Blade gets his Sunder off, I'm not sure how D family is supposed to continue fighting in that position.
Well, picking TB into Leshrac is usually tended to be looked at as a blunder. Still, Pota 2 can definitely just, have the best of times. Although, Velocity Vikings, yeah, I do agree. It looks more of the solid draft out of the two. But man, I hate playing. I used to hate playing TB into Lesh. Back in the day when I used to still play carry in any shape or form.
What do you think by the Stecky set? The Elephant.
I love this sticky. I have this sticky set.
Okay.
Honestly, I think of most of my items actually the hero with most items, it's either CK or techies for me.
But why do you think the Elephant has a banana?
I don't know. I don't even know what elephants eat in general, bro. I know they're herbivores, but other than that, I have absolutely no idea why the techies has a banana in general.
But
I always
I
thought
mean,
that they're
I
it's like
I
a
would
great
agree.
Mario
Velocity,
Kart reference.
Velocity Vikings have I would say the easier draft. I would say that they have multiple options. They can start a fight, and they can also let a fight be started by the other side. And all they have to do is press that Solar Guardian. The Ember just has to be in position, and he can jump that back line. I mean, you take a look at this Oracle False Promise and how that's the one ability that will keep the Leshrac alive. But then you take a look at the lineup from the Radiant side, and they can jump that Oracle and force out that False Promise so easily. Like one Remnant in, Searing Chain, Slide of Fist, Zeus, Thunder God's Wrath, and suddenly the Oracle might just be dead.
I hear your order, and I absolutely agree with it. But at the same time, when you think about initiation orders, can you bait with the Mars and then execute around that? I think that's the approach I'd want to see from the Dire in general. Yeah, Velocity Vikings are definitely my favorites to win this. I do agree, but there are some position jukings you can do around.
I do
For
recall back
sure.
when both of these two teams went at it against each other. Velocity Vikings were the ones who came out ahead. Sure, the team names have been a bit changed. You don't have Yangon Galacticos, that is the squad that the family are, and you don't have Viroja, that is the squad that Velocity Vikings are. But Velocity Vikings have achieved the grand final win in quite a few positions, and normally it is the grand finals where we have these two teams play in. But this is going to be a lower bracket quarterfinal match, just simply because Roar Gaming is looking stronger and Carsens are looking really strong right now, with a lineup that is quite clearly intended to compete for the qualifier slot for TI and EWC.
Smoke breakage action on the bottom, but the dupage on the top ruin in the river is where it's truly at. It's still going to be a 2-for-2. Peace is always an option, as we usually say, but yeah, at the end of the day, no catch. Juju with the pos 5 Zeus. Is this a usual thing?
Yeah.
I usually
He loves
prefer it
his
on the
Zeus.
4, right? But yeah, Juju doing Juju things, I guess.
Yeah. That's Juju for you, man. Like, and he surprisingly plays a really good. So you would imagine that this hero as a support just
It
does
would be
one
so
thing.
bad, yeah, but it's so good with the pull. I think in terms of harass, I'm a little bit scared. It's always this. I hate playing heroes that shove out the lane as a 5. I don't know how you feel about that, but I always have this weird irky feeling. Although,
Look at Juju, like he just brings skill lay down. I do think that with a Terror Blade, shoving the lane isn't that bad of an idea, right? You wanna shove the lane so that as a Terror Blade, you can go through the gate with your Metamorphosis and apply pressure towards that tier 1 tower of the opposing safe lane, and then you can make your way back.
Momo doesn't like the abuse either. Holy hell! That's a lot of hitting, as on the mid lane, Gold Chip, and of course Pota 2, still going to continue to get each other low pretty much, but first blood on the horizon up top, maybe? Spider-Man? Gotta run a bit more, Voda. Good with the chase. Dixon on the Wind Ranger will get the FB.
Yeah, this is a really hard lane to play in if you're the Tiny or even the Oracle. Like, what do you do against a Dawnbreaker and Wind Ranger? If you get hit by the Shackle, then the overwhelming amount of damage that comes in with the power shot, with the stuns, is just a bit too much. Like, even for the Tiny, mind you, who has 1,000 HP that he starts off with.
Yeah, speaking of lanes that you need to control, this is definitely one of them, and I would love to see Ludden being a bit more active in terms of pulls, in terms of control. Let's vote it to again. No, not like this. Spider-Man just getting the level 2, finally an avalanche for the save or to disrupt the dives. Has a little bit of eyes on the mid lane, down bottom. Finally, we see our metamorphosis, but nailed to the tree. Goes the TB immediately.
You saw the TI invites, right? What do you make about the TI invites?
I don't know how much you touched on the topic. I'm a little bit scuffled by 2 people missing, for sure. I'm pretty sure you touched on it on stream as well.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I just found
super weird.
I just found it
It's
surprising
so
that
weird.
you
No
have
spirit, no parry. What do you mean?
one South American slot, one Southeast Asian slot. When you have OG, I don't know. I'm one of those old schoolers where I think that when we talk about competitive integrity and when you talk about competition in general, and just this kind of space that Dota is in, where you need to have representation from teams, you would want at least 2 Southeast Asian slots and 2 South American slots, particularly because Playtime and LGD, who are now the heroic roster, they can actually compete at that tier 1 level. Playtime came top 6. Like, isn't that supposed to be good enough for an invite?
Yeah, and I would agree. There's that great question of the SATs, but for me, I think the big question mark of why not give them the invite is TI 3rd place parry vision, and I think they've been a little bit all over the place during the season, but now that they just won Dream League season 29, then the question is, like, if you didn't want to invite parry vision anyway, why not send out the invites earlier? But now with the current, zeitgeist or like the current spirit of the status of where the rankings are, right? Where the hell's Parry Vision and Spirit, man? It's just so weird. No.
I would. It's interesting how there are. Oh, we'll have to hold that thought. Mid lane don't die. Someone's gonna go down.
Okay. Good catch with the water rune. As of course the clearance, it's gonna be a mid exchange. We can go chip and put it too. What a beautiful play as the techies jumps Juju in massive trouble. Good with the chase on the Razor Taser, but the true electricity is still in the Zeus's hands. He's still not going to turn around with a Thunder Strike. Maybe he's gonna be greedy, but it's gonna cost him his life.
And now with 3 heroes here, they can actually pressure DB on the Terrorblade. There's no blast off available though for about 20 seconds, but there's a massive
He does have meta. Turn it. He doesn't lay into skill A. Interesting though. Oh, I wanted him to just start mowing people down. That would have been more fun.
And while we were touching on the topic of TI invites, I would actually think that there's oh no, Juju.
Oh, skill A. Oh no, bad Juju. Or good Juju? Good Juju.
He's in a constant state of flux.
Although Tiny up top.
No, that's not good.
It's just constant. I know, as you mentioned, the Dawn is just such a massive problem for the Tiny.
You leave your supports and your carry has to play careful, right? That is what a lot of teams struggle with.
Tiny can't even show if that's the case. You're rotating your Oracle over I would do the exact same thing. This is such a Johann Sundstein move, bro. Like Juju is, oh my god, Juju's a menace, bro. Holy hell.
And now there are 3 heroes like here again. They want to push back at Womi, but it's just an Oracle and a Techie. So what exactly are they supposed to do here?
Oh, Skilea Lun, good with the catch on the Dawn. There's the blast off for the catch. Razor Taser not to accept the turn in any shape or form as Spider-Man doesn't reach. What do you mean? 3 pixels to the left and that avalanche would have broken the TP. But no. Greed, not good in this case, although Greed continues. Voda sticks around on the top, as on the mid lane we do get to see an easy kill on the Leshrac. I don't know if denying a DD is worth this much.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Does seem a bit of, I would say, a back and forth, but Velocity Vikings are clearly getting a lot more done on the map. Sure that, you know, you have a lot of rotations coming in by...
Hold on, last up down bottom. Good with the catch on BB Dota 2. I don't know. BBT is in such trouble here. 22 seconds until meta. I think you're dead here, buddy. No matter. As you use breaking ankles, eventually the God's Rebuke will be a rebuke. Power shot misses, but Shackle catches along with the urn. A kill is a kill is a kill.
Good punishment overall, but losing your carry is never going to be putting you in a good spot, particularly when Momo is able to pick up the kill there. He's having a fantastic time. Will be able to secure his Shrine of Wisdom, so that will be an early level 6 for that Mars. And in fact, both offlaners took their shrines. And Juju, he's eyeing down that mid lane.
Old chip. Trying to hang about, but two supports now. They do see Juju, but Dixon coming from the side. These shackles are just so on point. Maybe the power shots are a little bit of hit or miss, but at the same time, they're the perfect distraction. Pota 2 trying to slide in back and forth, but still. The regeneration and, of course, the damage coming out from skill A. The punch 1-2 is apparently working for the family for now.
Yeah, Juju's position was a bit compromised in that spot. He came in towards crashing into Creep Wave. Suddenly, that play was really awkward to actually force, especially since there's an Oracle nearby. They clearly want to pressure this Leshrac because they know the timing for the Leshrac is going to be critical for just... That's going to be most of their magical damage in past that 10-minute mark. And so they want to make sure that it's as delayed as possible.
There's the Dawn incoming. Let's see the combo. The Ember gets the help from above as needed. And one by one, they will fall to get 3 kills. Dixon, 5-1-3 so far on the Wind Ranger. And by far the most farm support in the game. Almost actually reaching the net worth of Gold Chip as well.
Imagine trying to run inside of the Roche Pit Dodai, but not realizing Roshan isn't even there. That is...
It's also a vision thing, right? Especially now with the revised vision windows, you can try and TP out.
I mean, he was dead anyway, right? Like,
you're dead anyway, but
it's a bit
if
funny.
If I'm techies, the number one move I was taught by my players, you run inside the Roche Pit and you blast off onto the other side. You do your best to try and make that move every time. Because, you know, it's not lethal damage to yourself, and then by the time they would reach you, you're out of there with the TP.
But as far as the TI invites go, I actually think that Dota has well, not a lot, but I think a few more teams now that are competitive. And so I would have actually wanted this TI to have 24 teams, or maybe even 20 teams, as opposed to 16.
Same.
Southeast Asia has like, what, 4 teams that can compete, 5 teams that can compete in those close qualifiers. South America sure has the 2, but you also have a lot of tier 2 teams.
And they basically only has 1 for now.
And then Europe has a gazillion, so...
And we are full in Europe, right? With a lot of American players, unsurprisingly. Although it's due to living costs, it's due to situations. I understand. At the same time, you know, it feels a little bit strange that we are getting less teams in some aspects and more teams in others. And I definitely agree with you. Like, invites could be more regional. Or, you know, as you mentioned, the solution, more teams. Just give me more teams. Because if SA has 2 teams at this level, right, it's nothing against Cats, it's nothing against Vintage, but they do definitely, even though Voda 2 dies up top, which is actually a great move for D Family, I do want to finish the thought. I truly believe SA deserves the 2 slots this year.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, that's what you want, right? Like, how else are you supposed to build up storylines when they're not even there, right? Yeah, like, I want to see what KJ does at DI. It doesn't even matter if he does well. It's still, there's the storyline of seeing if his promise works out or not.
Yeah, no, one way or the other. It could be a massive tragedy. Like, all eyes on the qualies now, you know? Like, I don't know... It's always sad for me as someone who's you yourself, of course, also casts a lot of qualifiers, right? every time I cast qualifiers, I feel so bad for the players.
Yeah.
I don't care about the audience. If there's like 3 people watching, I don't really care. I'll still stream it. I'll still watch it. But damn, sometimes qualifiers are so heart-wrenching and heartbreaking as Pota 2. Good on the catch. This Tiny, truly in suffering mode as we discussed during the draft. And there isn't even vision on him. That's the most frustrating part, right? But you're so easy to read, like where you're going to be and when. This is brutal. This is the situation, right? When post game people are going to be discussing like, I'm on the Tiny at 12. Why am I not being protected? You know?
Yeah.
Your tower is not taken. Obviously, you're not going to be protected. Because logically, your tower should be taken. But the enemy is going to deep dive because they have Ember and Dawn. But oh, this is such high level of Dota talk, right? But we are oversimplifying it by far. But obviously, right? The Tiny was in the right place, right time. He was just not protected by vision or a position 5, holding onto the tower, preparing to deny that tower.
And there's no pressure being applied by D family. You take a look at that bot lane tower; it is almost full HP. The mid lane tower is in fact full HP against a Leshrac, by the way. Like, no more facets. The edict works.
No
on
excuses.
the tower.
No excuses. Use your edict, bro.
And
your edict is level 4 as well, but you're farming the triangle because you're trying to get to that Kaya faster, which is understandable, by the way. So we're not faulting anyone here, or we're not, degrading in any shape or form. Pota, come on, man. There goes the Thunder God's Wrath. They know exactly where everyone is. So this engagement can continue. Pota throws out the Remnant just to get out, if need be. Doesn't have the mana for it, by the way, but still looking to keep up the contact. Doesn't care about the proxy mine. Still poking and prodding. The power shot once again connects. And yeah, they are absolutely aware of the field of mines everywhere. So not going to be overextending, but damn, that Thunder God's Wrath giving you all the info you need of what your move should be next.
yeah, it's like a global rocket flare with more damage, I suppose. 300.
It's just map hacks. Let's say it how it is, Toltrus.
Yeah.
It is literally map hacks. Tell me where the enemy is. Let me press this button to find out.
Even if they're invis, like even if they're in a smoke of deceit, still tells you. Doesn't tell you exactly, but it shows you on your minimap. As Lun, he had that false promise though. Oh,
Nope,
okay.
but he's not going to have the opportunity to use it. Even the Solar Guardian will be committed for this 14-minute Shrine of Wisdom to be committed on as Voda just jumps off forward. Blade Mail, the Dawn is just gonna go round and round in Momo inside his own arena. Yes, sure, they lose Pota 2, but the contest is real. The Gold Ship and Spider-Man both show up. Pota 2 is down. Thunder God's Wrath. Nope, that wasn't a Thunder God's Wrath. It was just a lightning strike, but still. Gold Ship and Spider-Man running away from the TB, which they should be able to take care of with ease. They'll shake off Juju. There's your false promise. We've been waiting for it, but then they immediately turn out to the track. Spider-Man, still with the orange above his head, will go down, as with the Thunder. The TB is just not willing to die, even in the land of bombs. Dixon runs on forward, providing the vision for the TB. The Oracle will die as well, and that will be your team wipe. Velocity Vikings. Fully on the gas.
I mean, that's just what happens when you can't take the Terrorblade down and prevent his Thunder. A completely, I would say, dispersed team fight with Momo using his arena to try and hold back the Dawnbreaker, and then trying to man fight against the Dawn inside of his own arena in a losing battle. Momo died, then the Techies came back up, the false promise was used on the Tiny, but then the Leshrac, he wanted to go in and realized he can't actually stand his ground, he just has a Kaya. 1100 HP, and against the Metamorphosis, even if the meta is not there, Dota, I just happen to think that Juju with the level 4 Thunderbolt, Lightning Bolt, 380 magical damage is just too much.
Yeah, I told you, this is why I like my definitive saves, right? Because then they just fully disengage from the given target. They just kept on hitting the Tiny. Let's just make sure that light above your head is going to stay orange, my friend. And then they immediately turned on the Leshrac, who just melted like butter. Truly like butter. Although Pota 2 just died, right? Once again. Good catches still coming through from the side of D family. We're not writing them off just yet.
Yeah, he's very far away from his mace there. But once he gets to that mace there, that Leshrac's damage output decreased by about 40%.
Oh, it's going to be horrible. As, once again, the splitter this time, it's not going to catch. They did dupe him to come back into the mid lane with the 16 rune.
By the way, Dota, this player, Pota 2, he is the highest ranked mid lane player in Southeast Asia, right behind Jackie. He's number 2 on that slot.
Yeah. Pota 2 definitely has been a household name for, I want to say 3 years at this point. Still has yet to reach his international debut, right, in terms of LAN, but
Yeah, I would actually imagine that a team like Reconyx would do very well with a player like Pota. Like, imagine Pota 2 plus Jikroy in the same team. Like, that is hype.
not out of my mind. Pota 2 with 23 as well, although grinded back, right, their lineup and EPL wasn't super convincing. A Momo, good with the nail. Once again, the spear. The arenas are still on point. And Pota once again dying. But can they get Dixon? That's the big kill. Surprisingly, the Wind Ranger is going to be worth more than the Ember. And of course, they clean up the Dawn as well. This is what we were talking about, right? You still have your great initiations. The family are definitely not out of this game. If they can execute their plans clean, just like they did now, this is still a game that they can win in turn.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there was an element of not knowing Momo had that Blink Dagger, so he came in with an arena that got them off guard. But I would say that targeting this location right in front of the tier 2 is probably a bad spot to be in, even if you're ahead against the Leshrac.
I don't know. I might not expect the Spanish Inquisition, as a European in general, but I do expect Mars building a Blink Dagger sooner rather than later. And
Yeah.
18 minutes for Blink Dagger is not the end of the world. As the Zeus dies, but still there's an engagement happening. Good with the Shackles. Once again, the Leshrac caught, but Momo and Skillet coming in. There's the blast off and a bit of control, but Pota 2 will get caught for the 50 billionth time. The Ember is going to die. 259 right now on Pota 2. I think we just cast our curse the poor dude, man. We just had to say that he's number 2 in Southeast Asia, but
I mean, he is. He should play like he is. Like,
I think numbers and titles are a thing, even if you're number 1 ranked in the world, like Watson has stated it as well, the end goal is to just lift that Aegis at the end of the day. Even if you're ranked number 1, it's not enough. You need that title. You need that what's it called in English? It's to show the amount of work you've done, right? When you go into the fountain and then you just open up the Aegis and it's right there. That's the end goal. You want to see your name there. The rank is just a number at the end of the day.
what happens when the space runs out, Dodai?
They just make more. You don't remember the old one? It used to be just 1 row.
Oh.
And then like it was, the numbers were in the middle of it, and then they just shifted everything to the left. And it was like 3 on 3, right? It was like TI-17. And then I just make more space, more Aegis. Once the back of the Aegis runs out, that's the theory that's when Dota 2 comes out, or Valve just shuts down the whole thing. I believe it's 16 in total, but they did extend it to 20, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I really hope Ultrasu make it to TI this year in Shanghai, because we've been talking about this, right? The last 2 years, I've had the pleasure of going to the last 2. I really hope you get to experience it this year in person.
Hopefully.
It's the Dota tournament. Oh, Bobo! Oh, Bobo! Calm down, Momo.
They are wasting a bit of time though, Dodai. Like they're all of these skills,
really
it's good, but look at the tier 1 towers. Like they're just.
I don't know, man. The congregation. We talked about this macro being so annoying, right? And the tier 1 tower is still standing on the enemy side. They're just slowly walking over. Do we take the tower now, or do we take the Tormentor now? Momo's like, oh, let me take Juju. I can hear Spider-Man just sighing all the way from here. I mean, like, come on. Let's group up. Can we timely take an objective, please? Thank you. God damn it, another fortification! Oh.
This is a good objective to take, because then you can translate this into the Tormentor, like you pointed out. And there's not too much that the Radiant, that Velocity Vikings can do about this.
They'll just take your other tier 2. Straight go down mid. Go, go, go. You have cart, everything. Done. Look at the threat on the tier 3 up top. Voda is just not letting off.
Oh, Voda.
Yeah.
He got the Tormentor.
A little bit of a turnaround. They do get it as well. Momo down. So is the Lash. Oh, it's a total catastrophe for D family, man. Yeah, Gochip will survive a little bit longer, but at the end of the day, it's an absolute execution. 3 die, along with another tier 2 tower down on the mid. The global, as you mentioned in the beginning of the draft, told us this is just a shutdown from Velocity.
Oh, that is so awkward. That is. I imagine. Which shard were they looking for? I imagine it was a techie shard, but.
No. Not worth scrying over spilt milk at the end of the day. Either of them would have been fine, you know. You do like the rain. I like the rain.
They didn't just spill the milk, they broke the goddamn table.
Yeah, the pitcher's done. You're gone. Lon is just holding his head right now, man. I would be so pissed off. And then DBT is the one who disconnects. I can't.
This is not looking too good for Velocity Vikings. I mean, they have no map control. The one objective they got was at the back of them losing 3 entire heroes, and that is...
Well, other way around. It's good for Velocity Vikings and bad for D family, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it's not looking good for Velocity Vikings. It's looking perfect for Velocity Vikings.
Yeah, it's pretty much picture perfect for them. I mean, they even took down a tier 2 tower while all of that was happening.
Exactly, like it's just you get everything. Imagine, oh guys, they took a tier 1 tower and they're trying to take Tormy. Can we take everything away from them? Thank you.
Like literally, the only thing that could have been done better was them saving their tier 1 tower, but they don't really care about that. Like it's 12 minutes past its lifespan.
In terms of chess terms, right? This is the equivalent of, oh, I give you my pawn and then I'll take your queen. Thank you.
I like the G calls.
Yeah, they're super eager, right? The audience didn't get to see it, but even in the lobby, we got spammed to start the match.
Maybe it's because of Blast Snap. Maybe these guys just want to watch the Blast Snap.
True, Blast Snap is starting today. True, you're right.
And Southeast Asian teams are playing the opening round, right? I do believe that it's the
Glyph
is
is
playing
starting
right now. Yeah.
Oh, our good old friend Perma Sneeze is the manager of that team, and man, Mike has been doing an awesome job with Arthur, for sure. So shout out to them. I don't know if this message will ever reach them in general, but I love those two to death. And hopefully they can give some love to the enemy in terms of damage. But yeah, supposedly the boot camp went fine, and of course Loda helped them out a bit.
I saw pictures, them playing golf.
Oh, oh my god, Loda facing off against Loda. I'm super happy we're not in the same division, by the way. In terms of
is he the
wait,
coach,
no.
or?
Divisions are not public yet. Holy, my bad. But I think it's safe to say that Hungary and Sweden are not in the same division, right? In terms of regions. That's a safe one to reveal. But god damn it. Speaking with him, like, oh hi, Mr. TI winner. Scrim much? How's it going? It's super intimidating, I'm not gonna lie, speaking with these giants of Dota, and I'm just like a nobody trying to just survive.
He sees the Lash.
Maybe the perfect catch as... There it is! Once again! And the Solar Guardian to boot. The Tiny's going nowhere. No Avalanche, no Tree Grab, no nothing. There is an arena, but it catches nada. Escalade. They will try at least secure the Dawn, but gee, just spins. Voda will survive everything. Escalade goes down. They do secure Momo to a tree, but I don't think they're going to be having enough damage to revert all of this. Lun will put in the Purifying Flames to his own detriment as Poto2 comes back with a little bit of vengeance, but does not have the detection to take out the Oracle. Momo still trying to be tanky enough against the Wind Ranger, which will happen, but at the end of the day, the Vessel's too much damage.
He took down the barracks.
And honestly, yeah, your Oracle survived, yay, but at the same time, DBT has been doing a lot of work on this base. They're
Oh.
just cleaning house.
Yeah, this game kind of feels like it's done. Like your Tiny isn't far as farmed up. We saw in that last team fight, just the Ember plus Dawn combo was able to take out the Leshrac before he could even spit out a few spells, and then the Tiny was just cleaned up afterwards. And that was without the Solar Guardian coming in. The Solar Guardian came in afterwards, sure, but
yeah,
Vomi even
the Tiny
outplayed the
and-
Techie. Vomi even just used his Starbreaker once that blast off was coming in, so he took little to no damage at the back of that.
I will say this, both the Tiny and the Leshrac basically did the same amount of damage. Momo, if he would have been there a tad bit faster, maybe there's a double spear there to be had, but you know, Dota's not built on what ifs at the end of the day, isn't it?
There's a lot of potential debate on what could have been, though. You know, but in any given match, right? There are probably a thousand
There's
instances.
always that, but at the end of the day, you know, you take your conclusions and run with them as Gold Chip, looking to clean up a few illusions. There you go. Demonstrating why the Leshrac is kind of decent against this TB, but the Tiny is just going to stand there and watch the whole thing happen. Avalanche, just to secure Juju, they will take out the Zeus, but I don't think that's a big enough demotivation. Juju instantly buying back and coming to the outpost, to the back of them. Momo with the arena, trying to hold on, but Poda is giving him the back rub. The Mars is down. Good secure onto Poda 2, but he's just sliding back and forth. In comes the sun. Da-da-da-da. And with the false promise down as well, the Tiny will try and dish out some damage, but this should be the game. Right here, right now.
Yeah, there's really nothing they can do. I mean, if you attempt to go for Roche, that's the Hail Mary at its best, right? You're still going at a position where you're massively disadvantaged, and the fact that you lose without Roche even being an objective that gets taken down, that means that they don't actually have to acquire the Aegis. They can now just go take down this melee barracks if they want to. The lanes are all pushed in, so even when they respawn, that's when they can fall back for Roche, and then after picking up the Aegis, they can just end the game. And that's if the family have any more appetite to actually continue with this game.
Yeah, May doesn't end, honestly. That's the only thing I'm seeing right now. Demon Zeal to take out the last tier 3 tower. Second to last melee racks is gone. Momo, no arena. Could try and be a bit annoying here, but there's a Sunder. Will not be used. The TB is down. So there's a little glimmer of hope. 8 seconds until the Tiny's back in play as Momo tries to be sneaky and run away. Power shot misses once more, but eventually Poda 2 will get the secure. They'll take out Gold Chip. Buyback coming in from the Lesh. They are considering retreating. They want to be greedy and get the Megas, but they will not overextend. Avalanche will connect, but the Shackle once again from Dixon. These are just so perfect. Shackles coming in, I'm not gonna lie. False promise straight on to the Lesh. They will be looking to secure the Dawn at all costs, but Owie eventually will go down. Poda going to further return. BKB is the Ember Spirit running in with the Remnant as Gold Chip tries to pick off on Dixon. Once again, the Wind Ranger is a valuable kill, but at what cost? Gold Chip going for the overextend. Lund from behind, looking to secure Poda 2. But the Leshrac, are you tanky enough for this? Lund does not have another false promise for him as Poda will go down, comes in with the buyback, will want to outplay this as much as possible, and will get the Leshrac. That's a dieback on the Disco Pony. And Shackle to the tree, Lund will also go down once more. Buyback still available. Poda to type sim, but goodness gracious, well, you might be eating those words. Momo nails him to the tree. The blast off will cut out the tree though, and immediately DBT coming in. As Poda 2 survives, they will get the Mega Creeps. Well, even throwing in his teammate under the bus as Poda just slides him back and forth. He's breaking ankles at this point. When the tier 4s are down, there's no more fortifications left. Nailed to the tree. The Ember will be saved. DBT with the risky. They will try to throw him inside the fountain, but it's not going to work out. They'll just massacre them one by one as the Tiny will type out the GG.
Yeah, that was a very, I would say, clean game by the family. They played it by the book. or rather, sorry, by Velocity Vikings. They played it by the book. They went for the objectives. They made sure that every single trade was countered out by objectives. And at the end of the day, Velocity Vikings, history will repeat itself as they eliminate the Myanmar squad, and it always feels a bit shaky because Myanmar on their good day play fantastic, but on their bad day they don't really do as well and don't live up to their potential. Meanwhile, for Dota 2, we've been seeing him in the Blast Slam close qualifiers quite often, but he's yet to break through. Hopefully, this TI EWC close qualifier season might just be his breakthrough moment. But, we were talking about the close qualifier slots playing against OG, Glyph, Reconic, everyone really in the Southeast Asian circuit is definitely going to be hard for them.
Yeah, for sure. I feel a little bit bad for the Yangon lineup, or ex-Yangon lineup. The family were a big favorite of mine whenever I casted them in EPL. But here in Current Station, something is off, definitely, and because they still have their little rays of light, right? As the family, the team fight with Momo and such, but it might be calm. Like you and I had this conversation. I guess we're going to continue the conversation off stream. But this constant communication lag, or someone calls out the move, but then the move is just not happening. It takes so much time for it to get off the ground. It just feels awkward all around. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
it is
Velocity
also
Viking.
the fact that KSH and Young PH aren't playing, right? It is N1 and Ha on their
True,
lineup.
true,
So
true.
that's
Right.
always a factor. I do hope that I get to see them again because it's interesting, right? One wouldn't think that Myanmar has this absurd amount of talent in the Dota 2 scene, but it quite clearly does. And if Myanmar is a country that hasn't really found its true representation in the Dota 2 sphere as far as Southeast Asia is concerned. Malaysia has, Indonesia has, Philippines has, but some of these other countries do have a lot to show for. And at the end of the day, as a Dota 2 fan, I really do hope that some of these players do in fact make it.
Yeah, no, more Southeast Asia in terms of Dota is a very, very rich culture, and for a long time, the world has only seen Philippines and Indonesia as the main representative. And of course, massive, massive shout out to Singapore, of course, right from the start, the Scythe Gaming boys, and then the
HYHY.
HYHY, of course. That's why I said Scythe Gaming lineup, and of course, Ice for years and years and years, representing the top echelon of what the offlane needs to be, and should be, could be. But yeah, no, in general, the more countries represented in the region, the better it is for the region as well. And there are these generational talent, which I hope Yangon are not going to be the only Myanmar representation of it, right? But I think a big loss for the region in general is Korea, right? Because the MVP Phoenix guys are still something people will always remember, I think.
They're still
Caveman
in the
Dota, as it
coaching
was called.
positions. I
Yeah,
believe
the
March is
Dubu
back.
and the
He was
boys.
uh
Dumby. Wait, no, Dumby is the yeah, gotcha. But Dubu's still in it
you know
for sure.
March was coaching Nemesis
Sumby,
previously.
yeah.
Now he's coaching. I remember him being picked up as a coach for a big team recently. I can't remember off the top of my head. Um,
Yeah, the team doesn't come to mind either for me.
but I do
But yeah,
recall seeing an
no,
announcement. Um, but
yeah,
still,
we'll continue the conversation, I guess, off stream. But yeah, great, clean game from Velocity Vikings is the last thing I'll say for sure.
yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, Velocity Vikings, they will be moving forward in the lower bracket. Meanwhile, in the upper bracket match which we'll have tomorrow, that is going to be between Roar Gaming and Carstens. Of course, Velocity Vikings from this point onwards will probably have an easier run because they'll have to play against Star Squad, then they'll have to play against Carstens versus Roar, whoever loses there, and then we'll have the grand final. It's a relatively shorter playoff bracket, simply because there are fewer teams at Prince Station, and two teams were already eliminated at the group stage. But it should be a very high set of matches as we head on deeper into the lower bracket once we reach the upper bracket final and the lower bracket finals, including the best of 5 grand finals. For now, guys, this is Tultrus with Dodai. We will be signing out, but we will see all of you later.
See you.